I can't hear you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Hermit's Corner. I had my mic on mute for a second there, so I was rambling on. I have a very special guest, Shar. We're going to finish up the Tarot of Oppositions deck today with the final suit of the Wands. Yes, with the Wands. So, how are you today, Shar?
Hi, sweetie. I'm fine, thank you. I've had a major headache, but I'm okay now. It's lighten up. I think we're going to receive snow.
Oh, we have snow here. I don't like it.
Well, I don't really like it either because you can't drive the car in it. At least I can't. And I've got layers on layers.
Yes. So, how have you been since last week? Oh, I'm great. I'm doing really, really great.
Good.
Um, yeah, I had a special guest apparently last night who just decided to wander in, and it was another spirit, a positive one, because only positive energy is allowed in my realm, really. And I was like, and when I noticed it at the corner of my eye, it just made my anxieties go up because I was not prepared for somebody just to be there. I knew my grandfather's always next or near me, and I was like, who is this? I was like, you need to go. Please go. Your positive energy, I understand that, but I don't want you here right now. You need to go. And then I looked at my grandfather. I was like, and then you, sir, you need to do a better job of getting these people out of here. And
Well, they come
he
in when they
just
feel like it.
do what?
They come in when they feel like it.
Yes.
But it's okay. You can always ask them to leave. They will listen because they know that they are sort of spontaneous coming in, and they sometimes don't realize that you're in on air or whatever you're doing. But they're usually very good at leaving as well.
Yeah, and all I was really doing was I was talking to who was it talking to? Kathleen, and I was just talking to her before I was going to bed, and I was like, Kathy, why is it I always notice them so much more, like right when I'm extremely tired, or right before I'm going to bed, I see their activities so much more. She's like, well, that's normal.
Well, that's because they want to uplift your spirits or bring you energy
Hmm.
because they want to talk to you.
I just I don't really hear them so much. I see them and I feel their presence. I'm starting to see them more distinctly now, but not really. I see the shadows always. I always see the shadows move. But I'm starting to notice when energy is like different from them. I'm like, it's positive, but when I wasn't like it last night, when I wasn't expecting it, it was like heavy, like anxiety. It's like you need to make sure you filter these people out of here because I don't appreciate it. And
Yeah,
my grandfather is like so he's a bit of a smart ass. So
He- but he's gentle. He was a very gentle man. He was
yeah,
also very careful with other people's emotions. That is what I'm feeling.
I mean, he's a bit of a smart ass, but I never knew this side of him. And when I told him that last night, I just saw an image of him like bowing down. It's like, well, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's like being considerate. Was he a water sign by any chance?
Yep, he was a Cancer too.
I thought so. It was a Cancer, because I'm feeling also other cancers entwined that I know. So that's why I thought he was a Cancer. That's why I'm saying he's a nurturing man, but he's also very careful in how he chooses his words.
Mm, I would say probably right. In his older age, he was a little bit more reserved about how he chose how to say something. But I think that was his second wife that really made him really think about that.
Okay, okay. I didn't
Anyway,
know. I didn't know we were going live. Actually, I thought we
oh,
were.
I just put the banner up so that it would be there. But it is, but you know,
Okay,
So
great. Well,
yeah.
let's hope that somebody is inside and watching us. And
Oh no, this is a pre-recorded. This is a pre-recorded show.
oh, it says live here. 10.
Oh, it shows live, but it's marked as private, so nobody else can see it until I release it.
Oh, okay, okay. That's
Because
a
I
good
didn't
idea.
know. Do what?
So you are recording it, but
Oh yeah,
you're putting out the live on YouTube. So you
this will
don't
be on YouTube, but it's marked as private, so nobody can see it. It's not. It's a pre-recording. It's a recording, so nobody can see this right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's why I'm not seeing the chat moving.
yeah, because I feel like we're not going to be really involved with the chat, so I figured it was easier doing a pre-recording, so
Okay,
that we
darling.
can release it when you want.
Okay, so that's great. Well, we're going to do the ones this week, aren't we? That's the
Yes,
last,
the last one,
the
the
last
wands.
suit. Didn't we go through it very quickly? Wow. Have you had any specific reactions to it?
I've had I had like 30 people already. I think it was 30 people that watched the recorded show. Several thumbs ups. I've seen comment. I didn't have too many comments. What about you?
I've had a couple, not many, about 4, 5 to 10 people in different sections. And one said, thank you so much. This is really great, especially with the big arcana. A good idea. And yeah, and that's about it. 1 or 2 comments, but nothing really specific.
And I
I
find this thing, everybody's kind of like they like it, but then it's like, well, how do I use it? Or it's a little different. And like, what? I'm not, it's kind of
well,
like the other deck that we talked about, the deck of like the vice versa deck. It's kind of like that for some people, and it's like, hmm. But I appreciate this deck so much more than vice versa. So
oh, I do, but I think this discussion that we're having about the possibilities of what it could mean or the depths that we go into it, because some cards we really take a long time to discuss, and other cards it's boom straightforward, and
mhm.
also comparing. I think that will help people. But one thing that I have learned, and or rather, I was right in, is that the booklet is too small for this deck. It is not complementing the deck in any way whatsoever.
No.
Um, it would have been nice to know the artist's or the illustrator's point of view, why he chose or she chose to draw this way and where it came from. So I don't even know who the author is, whether it's Pierluca Zizi or the illustrator Michel Dall'Osio. It is
It should be in the booklet, should say.
so. Let's have a look. My booklet fell
Artwork.
apart.
It says artwork by Di Alicio
Italian name, yeah.
De Aloisio. I probably butchered that. Sorry.
Michel or Michael Dall'Osio.
Yeah, it's
And
probably Michelle. Yeah, it's Michelle.
okay, Michel.
Michelle.
Well, that's a boy's name and a girl's name. My book fell apart the day that I opened up the box.
So let's have a go at it. Let's see. So
Okay.
we're starting at ground zero. Number one, Ace of Wands.
Are you going to
I
start?
really, huh? I
Are you
really
going?
do appreciate this interpretation because I feel like it's like the struggle between getting your footing on the ground, starting that new adventure, getting things prepared to either start like your new business, to start your new mindset, start that new relationship. It's like that footing on ground to go forward with either with the all the possibilities, right? The
Yeah.
top side or the positive side. Thank you, Char. The top side, the positive side, it's very optimistic, very green, very cheery, very happy. Like you're ready. And then when you look at the reverse, it's always like when it has plants involved, it then becomes limbs and twigs. It's a common theme throughout this deck. And the hand seems more colder, not so much as a claw this time, because it's
No,
a closed
true.
fist, but it just seems like unyielding, unwilling to make change, unwilling to want to move forward.
It's
That
not
is
that.
how I interpret this card.
Yeah. It's not. It's like in the positive deck. There's more color, like you say, in the leaves and green, and branching out because this is like a branch, but I feel it's also like branching out, new growth. The hand seems really warmer, and on the other side, it means it is cold, as if they don't want to start this new beginning and
Hmm.
there's nothing to start with. Cold, unreceptive. That's what I feel about this card.
It's like it's a beautiful card. I liked it. It's like it has that simple duality about it, like yes or no. It's like this would be a good yes or no card,
Yeah.
honestly. Two
I
of
find
Wands.
I
What?
find that the same with number two. The two of wands you can see is climbing against the rock face. I like the way that it shows that all the plans, because the two of wands means making plans. You can. It's. I found this in the beginning also very difficult to see which one was negative or positive because everything is there. There's only a few leaves on the twigs, but it's a hard slog after making plans to climb up to your summit or to your goal. And in the negative, it is, and also because this could be sunrise and this could be sunset, and that's what I found difficult. But you don't see any leaves on the branches here at all, and he's holding on with just one arm, trying to also keep his balance. As with the positive side, he's holding on and going for it with both hands.
Hmm. This one I felt was kind of interesting for interpretation because most of the Two of Wands, it's always about contemplation, always
Yeah,
about making. It's almost like it's a hermit in a way, like planning, making decisions, thinking about all the pros and cons of a situation. And I figured that this interpretation, doing going rock climbing or mountain climbing, that takes a lot of planning because you can't make a false move because once you make a false move, you can lose your footing, your balance, and then you come tumbling down.
yeah,
So when you look at the reverse side, so on the I'm sorry, on the positive side, it's like that moving forward, um, taking a chance, like being very conscious and aware of your who you are in your surroundings and taking that leap of faith and making those calculating decisions to move forward. Okay, but in
yeah,
on the downside of it, or the bottom side of the card, you see him losing his footing. You see the rock itself. It's like if you look closely, you can see that the mountain is, or the rock, the wall
it's
that he's
coming
climbing
away.
up is breaking apart.
Yeah,
So he's going to come crashing down to his demise
yeah,
because he's acting quickly. He's not thinking, and he or she, I will just say, is not thinking about what they're doing, where they're going. They're all on impulse mode, and it's very much fight or flight mode, and not really thinking about what he's doing. And this is like I would say like even a tower moment, a wake up call,
hmm,
saying that you need to really evaluate what you're doing because you're going nowhere fast, and it might get you in a lot of trouble.
yeah, yeah,
But who knows? This, even though it's negative, it could be something positive for somebody too, because it could be a warning or a wake up sign.
yeah. It's more of a warning than and a wake up sign because we have to keep in account. that it is making plans and partnering up. So with the negative side, it does show that there could be a new beginning. That is, if you interpret it as the sun is rising rather than the sun is setting, but also not to give up hope, even if things are getting tough. The tough get going, even if the rock is crumbling away. I would say also be prepared, because you can see rope hanging or string hanging from his pocket. So it's like, if you know anything about rock climbing, you always have hooks and rope and string, so you can hammer it into the rock climbing. I think this one leaves a lot of imaginary or fantasy to find your answers, to always have something in your back pocket, to have another option to climbing that rock. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Number 3.
I find this really strange, because there's only one wand and you don't see anywhere the other two wands.
Yeah, you
And
do.
supposed to be the 3 of wands.
There are, because the divider, 1,
Oh,
2,
yeah.
3.
And
Remember, that's how this deck works. It's like
yeah,
they
yeah,
split
yeah.
them up.
That still throws me off. And he's looking out to the horizon, because in the Raya Wake deck, you see boats coming in. This is the landscape, not an ocean or a lake. That like it's like a harbor, the boats are coming in, but he's looking more out onto the landscape. And thinking, I suppose, pondering.
You
But
know what? It gives me very much of Abraham from the Bible vibes, because he always had the
Moses,
staff. Because he always had,
Abraham or Moses, yeah.
yeah, it gives me that kind of vibe to it. But you don't really need that ship to see that there's something positive coming towards you, or you're walking towards that positivity, because it's green pastures, it's nature, it's it is different, I will say that. Because you're
Well,
usually seeing
you know,
ship coming towards you.
yeah. Even in the distance, I would have put a camel train on top of the mountain, just to give an idea that it's in the distance and that something is coming towards you. That would have been much clearer, for especially for beginners.
Or even maybe like a bird flying towards him,
Yeah,
like a message or something.
yeah, definitely.
Maybe some, I don't know. Or a hand reaching forward.
No, that's only in the aces and the 4 of cups.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like it's missing something almost.
But you can see that there is new life coming in, because of the leaves on the wand are sprouting, and usually you don't see that in the third, the 3 of wands. Now, I like the reversal on this. He's absolutely worried. He's depressed. He's looking down. He's not seeing the growth on the wand, because everything is bare. Also, the trees around it is bare.
And he also has his back towards the mountain, I think.
Yeah. And he's sitting down there, being desperate, I suppose.
It's almost like giving up, not believing
Yeah.
in yourself.
Yeah. You're not seeing what's happening around you.
Yeah.
Being away with the fairies, I would say. That's what I'm hearing. He's away with the fairies.
He's not even content. It's just,
Yeah, he's depressed, like I said.
yeah. Hmm.
I love the number 4, though, the 4 of wands.
Hmm. It's a different interpretation because you normally see a gathering of people under like it looks like I've made this comment before, like a hoopah, or like how where
Yes,
a Jewish how
yeah,
Jewish get married. That
the canopy on sticks.
yeah, that's what it kind of get that reminds me of when I see most Four of Wands, but in this case, it's really not
No,
there.
you only see the garland, the
Yeah,
beginning of that canopy. So I think it's like taking a photo. They're standing under the canopy, and they've just got one wand and the garland of for the celebrations stuck in the photograph, and you're seeing people bringing in abundance.
yeah. It's almost like a celebration of life, almost too, because when you're bearing fruit, you're giving life.
Yeah,
There's life.
yeah,
And
and
if you look at the background, it looks like everything is peace. I mean, and you even have laundry blowing in the background on
yeah.
that on the rope.
Yes, it's very, very small. It's
I mean,
just
so it's very like calm, very homey, very cozy.
just
And
there,
then yeah,
everybody. I hope you can see it. And also, it's not a small house. It gives you more of an impression that it is a land house, like a castle. It gives
hmm
you the Italian idea.
it really does because you see a White House to one side, and it looks like you may see like another house to the opposite side, or a building or a structure of some sort.
Well, I think the house is in the back, and then you've got the turret. So they're also dressed in Roman gear, costume, and so you have to relate to the time of when it took place or when it's depicted. Um, you can see the enemy coming in and being the king of your own castle because it gives an impression of a country house, but also the castle. I love it.
The and if you look closely, there are four. It's kind of hidden, but when you do look at it, there is one here. There's two right on the middle,
Yeah.
and then there's four right here. So there are four. It's just two of them are stuck together for the middle. But in the reverse side, it just looks like very desolate, very cold, very
Sorry to
empty.
interrupt you, but have you seen the canopy in the back?
Yep, there's a canopy there.
Yeah, like with the like you that we were talking about, but it's a bigger one that has also got four wands. So and the negative side. Sorry, I interrupted you in the negative side.
Fine. It just looks very like destruction,
Yep.
and it looks like even maybe a time to rebuild or to refocus.
Or roof.
It's like not all is lost. You could still rebuild. You just have to learn how to work together to compromise.
Precisely. They're holding on to the basket together, but they've got their backs turned towards us. They're looking at what they've lost, but together you stand strong.
hmm That's what I'm saying. Like, not all is lost. There's still room for hope, but there needs to be a sign of compromise.
Yep. And joining forces.
And then also in the top side, you see an orange ribbon where the garland is tied on, which
Yeah.
orange to me is a power color, which
Yeah.
means to be in control of oneself. Even like a bright blue is too as a power color. But then you see in the reverse side, you see red,
Yeah.
which I'm not too sure why they chose red, but in the
Well,
reverse.
red is grounded. So you're back down to the basics, to the ground. That's the root chakra. And the orange is the sacral chakra, a birth, a new beginning. So I think it could be related to that because there's nothing left on the garland except that red ribbon.
Yep.
Really, you can really think through with this deck. It's amazing.
Number 5. I actually like number 5.
Yes.
Because usually 5 of Wands usually represents like inner conflict or strife in the home setting or even the work. It's like petty bickering almost. But in this aspect, I see it's almost like a 3 in aspect where you're working together, facing challenges, but you're not really disgruntled about it. It looks like they're enjoying each other's company,
Yeah.
and it's like a friendly game of like almost just a friendly game
Joystick.
of
Joystick.
joisting, yes.
Joystick, yeah. And
And
it's competition. I see this more as competition. And
not,
it also means that disputes or disagreements are short lived.
it's almost like sibling rivalry here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
competition.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Or it
see
can
this.
represent the father and son aspect of like a father training the son, or a mother training the daughter, or something on that aspect. So I always thought this card was I liked it. I liked the artwork.
Yes, I think it is. I like the way they've done blonde hair and dark hair. The light versus the dark as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the reverse, they are older. They are older, and one has how do you call it? A turban on,
Oh,
and
this
they're much more grown up, and the muscles have developed. So now it's much more serious. Like, we will argue. I will stand my ground. It's not so joyful anymore.
you know what I'm getting from it?
No?
This just sprung into my mind. It's like Cain and Abel, jealousy.
Yeah,
Very much
definitely.
Cain and Abel.
You know your Bible.
I try to. I try to be well versed. But it's very much that jealousy, like, why am I not good enough? It's like I have to be good enough. I'm the best. Why doesn't anybody like me? It's very, very much one-sided,
Yep.
not working together. It's very conflict oriented, it's destructive. It's
Yeah.
no
So,
good can come out of it.
yeah, definitely.
It's like my love for self and my self-worth is more important for like the love of family. It's like the love of money almost, not really, you know, for that attention.
But I don't see coins anywhere. It's just that they are trying to fight it out, literally
Yeah.
fight. And this is just a competition, and they're not. They have respect for each other, and having the competition is keeping them on their toes. I think
Yep.
that is definitely a card that says that to me.
I like this card too. The next one, the Six of Wands. I think it's funny.
I love it because it's like it's more. I feel more happy with this card because of all the confetti. It's
Yeah.
just hailing him in, but it also reminds me of marriage. And this card can mean marriage, going on to the next level in relationship or partnerships. And it's very, very colorful because you've all yellow, purple, blue, green, red, all kinds of confetti and also different shapes. And if you look at the horse, you can see the horse's face, and he's got the protection on his face, and you can see the knight's face, and he's looking around and being aware of what's happening
Hmm.
and
And you
going
notice both of them are looking forward. They're looking towards the future,
right,
very optimistic. And
right.
in the reverse, it's not that
No,
way.
because you don't even see the face or the head of the horse and he's looking away, and he's also like he's very pale in his face, like he's sick to the teeth or the bone, that he's not the champion, he's got no recognition. But he's also more self-centered in the reverse, I believe, because he's holding his head up high, but he's more conscious of himself than of the people around him. And he's also much darker. He hasn't got any armor here. He's too self-assured here. That will be his bring down. And
Very pompous, very arrogant. It's like,
yeah,
look at me, aren't I pretty? Look what all
yeah,
I've done for all of you. It's
and
very self-centered,
he's
very.
not. Yep, he's not holding the wreath. He's too self-assured, like I said, and that will be his come down.
Of
But
course,
on
he's not holding his wreath. He's wearing his wreath because he's so full of himself.
yeah, I didn't see that. The other one was holding it, and it's like if he wants to share it with the crowd. Yeah.
The other one wants to be admired and worshipped and idolized, and it's very much. And you notice the horse is not really even in it too.
No, that's what I
Because
said.
it's all about him. It's not about a
Yep,
partnership or union or
yep.
teamwork. It's all about me.
Self-centered.
Hmm. I wish they would have made his cloak yellow
Why?
because it takes a very shallow person to act like that. And that green's a pretty green that he's wearing for me.
I think the green is such dark green that he's grounded himself, and the dark green is a better option than black. That he's gone into his shadow. He's only a shadow of himself. I
Hmm.
think it's supposed to represent the dark side of him has come out, because yellow is really a positive energy, like the sun.
Depending on the spread, this could be very positive too. In a way, if you're always giving, to me, if I were to see this in somebody that was always concerned about other people, always concerned about somebody else, but not taking control of themselves, I would see this as saying it's okay to consider yourself first. It's okay to because you matter too. You know what I mean? Like, if I, depending on how the spread, if I know the person, I would say, if I were to solve this and spread, I would probably tell them it's time to focus on you for change and not to be taken advantage of by others.
No, I don't agree with that there, Dean. I hope you don't mind. I
No, go
think
ahead.
this because how you say, if I know the person, that's one side, but the other side is you might have customers and you don't know your customers.
Hmm.
And so I think this is self-conceit and big-headedness. And this is the time that you will bring yourself down. I think it's a warning that if you don't think of others besides yourself, that will be your coming down.
Now, the Seven of Wands.
I like this.
It's very different.
Yeah. He's really, really fighting for his life. And it doesn't matter if he's skinny, but he's stronger. It just shows all the force in his body, trying to swipe away the ones that are coming at him.
Because usually when you see the Seven of Wands, you see a person holding down a fort, protecting something, like standing ground, they're they're holding ground, right?
Yeah.
And they have wands coming directly at them. So you still see it here in an aspect where he's defending himself.
Yes. And ones are coming at him, but usually you see him on top of a cliff. um, um, really, he's higher than what is coming at him. He's already prepared with both feet on the ground, and here you see him literally fighting off people and or baton wands. And in the reverse side, he's absolutely being hit. You can see that one wand has hit him on the in the neck or on the shoulder to beat him down, and he's
Uh-huh.
also his clothes in the positive are yellow, and the blue is down. Is it's like the blue, the color of water, the color of tears.
It's like on the reverse, it's like somebody's beating them down to be submissive.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it's
Hmm.
the blue shawl or cloak that he's got is like the blue of tears, of crying. He's not happy at all.
Hmm.
Right. I think that it can't say much about number 7, I'm afraid.
No, there's really not much there. It's yeah, there's really not much there to go on other than if you see with me, I'm going back on what I know from other artists' interpretations of the card, what I've seen in various spreads, how I can interpret it. It's very much, holding your ground and
Yeah.
protecting yourself almost.
Yeah.
But the Eight of Wands, I like this card.
Yes. He's
Very
the vitality in this card is beautiful. You
unique.
can see the speed because he's running, and it doesn't matter what is coming at him. He will jump over each hurdle. That's what it seems like, and he's ready to come into action, or he's in action.
It's making movement forward because usually when you see this card in various interpretations, it's usually like you see wands flying towards one direction, all wands flying towards a direction. You sometimes can see even an archerer with arrows. The wands are arrows and flying up towards a new destination. So this is very much a movement card, either movement back or movement forward, but it's always movement. And with this, it's like I almost see this as like Eight of Cups in a way because Eight of Cups is always for me is like taking a leap of faith, walking away. Um, it's always, but in this, it's like taking a leap of faith as well to overcome challenges, and that is a
Right?
challenge right here to
Yes. Like
overcome.
you said, overcoming challenges, overcoming the hurdles, and that's what he's doing. But he's looking really, really happy here. As with the reverse, he's being stopped. He's struggling because he's falling over the hurdles, and again, he's got that hand like where as ready to fall, to
Mhm.
make a landing for himself, to save himself, and he's absolutely white of shock that it's not working, and everything seems to be heavy.
It's like everything is preventing him to move forward.
Yep.
Everything is like you said, it's everything's being thrown in his path to prevent him from reaching his destination, for reaching his goals. This could be even, I would say, self-sabotage, or it could even be somebody else. You know, this could be an act of somebody else
Yeah.
out of jealousy or uh, uh, depending on what other cards are with it.
Yeah. And then we're going on to number 9. Well, this is extraordinary for number 9 as well. He's preparing in the upright to fight, but yet you still have the moment of pause. He's been fighting, obviously, and now he's paused and he's got regrouped, and he's ready. He's got two wands instead of resting on one. He is ready to defend himself.
Yes. And typically this card is usually holding your ground as well. But usually in other interpretations, you may see this card as like protecting your own heart, like, or your or life source or light, because sometimes the wand is planted in the ground and you see things uprooting new life. So I always think this as like protection, to hold on to light, your life source, your light, protecting your heart from any attack. This one's very, very different. It's almost like the Seven of Wands in a way too,
Yeah,
just because it's like prepared to hold down the fort. I
yeah.
This is why we're it's like where it's kind of like, if I didn't know any better, I would probably said if it wasn't marked, this could have been a Seven of Wands just by glancing at it, only because it's
Yes, ready
prepared
to
to
come
take
into
action.
action.
Do
Yep.
what?
But he ready to come into action because he's looking forward in front of him, like
Mhm.
apprehensively. And if you look at the negative side, he's looking away, and everything is hopeless. He's given up because he's sitting. He's not ready. He's not going to fight anymore. It's been a too heavy slog to get
Mhm.
anywhere. That's and he's also very bleak. He hasn't got any strength left.
And he's not looking at you; he's looking away.
Yep.
Meaning, and if you look, it's almost most men, they look down their shoulders. They don't look up a shoulder. That's very feminine, when to look up a shoulder. And this artist drove him to look up a shoulder, meaning he's submissive to somebody.
Well, he's looking away, so he's like, if somebody's annoyed or anything, oh God, I don't want to see that person. That's that's what I'm. They don't want to see what's in front of them. They're
No.
turning away. They're giving up.
Hmm. Yeah, I would say that too.
I find that there is not much to say, or really, that there's not much depth in the wands compared to all the other suits that we've done.
No, this is probably the cards that are kind of just blah.
Yeah. They're supposed to, the fire, it represents fire, so there should be more energy, but they all seem fed up or uh, really, like, except for um, the six and the eight in the upright position. They're the only ones that have a story to tell.
Mhm.
But they're
Even
not.
the four is okay. Even the fourth, I like the my. If I were to pick, I liked the ace. The ace is beautifully done. I
Yeah.
like two. Two's beautifully done. Four is beautifully done. Five is beautifully done. Six is beautifully done. Eight is beautifully done. But seven and nine are equal to me. It's like this, almost reading the same card in a way.
Well, yes, yes, but still, there's not that oomph that you get from other decks in the
That
wands.
raw passion, that desire, that
Mm.
energy, that spark of life. That's what
Well, the only
wands
thing
are all
positive I
about.
can say is that the negative side, everybody seems to be burnt out.
Mhm. Depressed.
Yeah, but burnt out. Like this guy, he's still walking and he's still carrying the heavy load, the Ten of Wands, and you can see that he's got his purse. Um, even in his, he's got one wand in his hand and he's got a load of wands or sticks or whatever you call it. And you see the green. That is a good picture. But again, I find that the reverse is yeah, it's letting the reverses in definitely um in the seven, eight and nine are disappointing.
10 is the continuation story for number two after you lost your footing. Boom.
Definitely falling down the cliffside on another view.
Yes. I don't really appreciate this version of the Ten of Wands. I love the Light Seer's interpretation of it, because it's like, go. I always see this as going back to the basics, going back to what makes sense, going back home, picking up your stuff and moving away. It's like also it's like the Ten of Swords too, in an aspect. Like you learned all the lessons you need to learn here. Just pack up and go.
Yeah.
So I don't have too much to share for the 10. I don't like the
Yeah.
card. I think it's very just dull.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like this 10 of Wands. He really needs like a horse or something with him. He needs a friend.
Yeah, because in the lights is you've got the donkey or the ox carrying the load, and
Yeah,
coming
in a
down the
like a
mountain.
wagon. You have a wagon. Like the animals are carrying that wagon, and other decks I have like in my what's it my Arcanium deck. It's like a almost like a page or a young adult. The page or a knight type age person is like going back home. You see them walking towards a town,
Yeah, even in
and
Rider Waite, you see a small house in the distance.
hmm so this is just very like you're walking into the unknown. You're not going really anywhere. You're in a field.
Yeah, but I really do like the light seers version of it because um, you've been at the top, and it also shows that everything is a circle. You've been at the summit, and now it's time to come down the mountain, and you're going home.
Face your challenges, whatever
Yep,
they may be. Let's see.
I'm trying to find it. When you're looking for something, I can never find it. You might have to cut this out.
No, I'm fine. If people watch it, the people watch it. It's fine.
But I can't find my Ten of Wands, and it came out quite a bit in the readings. But yesterday I'd done all my videos, and then here it is. My computer gave a pop up. You have to update your computer, and boom, it's gone. All my videos were gone. That's the Ten of Wands. You
hmm
see, they're coming down the mountain.
hmm And this is
I
an
love it.
interpretation for the Arcanium deck too. Going back home,
Yeah,
you
but I
know,
can't see the house.
oh, it's right here. It's in right here.
Ah, right. Okay, I can't see it. It must be the lighting.
Yeah, it's very orangey, and the sky's orangey too. But it's like going back to the basics with the blessing of spirit. It's just with this one, it's like I don't feel like there's a blessing from spirit, a support from the
No.
divine. It's very, even though it's light, it's very murky.
Yes, especially the reverse. Oof. Now we're going on
Okay.
to the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands. Well, again, this reminds me of the Queen of Pentacles. Again, um,
Wow. Nice
you
and
don't
nice.
know
Yeah.
whether something is rising or whether the sun is setting, because it's still very dark, and he looks a bit too old for what you call it, a
A
page.
page. He looks very, very mature for his age, doesn't he?
Yes, yes. And that red stone it doesn't look like fire, it looks more like a ruby.
I thought it looked like his staff was on fire. It's just burning, like that passion, that desire. Because if you look on the reverse side, it's already burnt. So I think it was supposed to be like it's on fire. I don't think that's a ruby.
Okay. No, but he's touching it. He's like, it looks like he's stroking it.
Very weird.
Yeah. So he's burned his claw. The claw is burned. And he also looks much older in the reverse side. Even older.
Ooh, yeah.
He looks horrible. I don't like that card.
I don't either. I see like a soldier for this page. I see it's like a soldier just
Mm,
by you see the epaulet on the top of his sleeve. You see like the decorated collar. You see
yeah,
like a fancy silky very old worldly like colonial soldier,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's like I'm preparing for battle, but not the night. I'm preparing for battle, preparing for whatever challenge that comes my way.
Are you talking
But
about this one? The
no, I'm
knight?
talking about this one. Like he's almost
Oh,
like a knight preparing for battle almost,
yeah.
but not. And when you look at the reverse, it's like, well, I didn't plan very well. And he looks very just deceitful, bitter, just angry at the world, like nothing ever went his way, nothing ever goes his way. I don't like
No.
it. Terrible
But
card.
I do like the knight though. He's got that red flame in his wand as well. So they must
Hmm.
have all had burnt fingers.
But at least he has a glove on,
Yeah, the
a dish
oven glove,
glove.
the oven glove. But the horse looks really beautiful.
I
And
love the colors of the horse, the
yeah,
shades of blondes and browns. Oh, that's beautiful.
yeah. And if you look at the if you look at the negative side, the horse it has a shield over his head,
Ooh, it's
and
very.
it's
Ooh.
very eerie because you can't see the eyes, neither of the knight. But
Yeah,
he's
it's so dark you
slouched.
can't see it.
Yeah, he's slouched over.
Shar, you're probably right because if you look at the nine in the reverse at the top of his staff or the wand, it's blue.
The
So
number
maybe that
nine.
is a ruby, or maybe these are gemstones. I have no idea.
I well, you know, if you go to the fourth ones, they had that orange red, and the red is rooted, and the orange is the beginning or the birth chakra because of the sacral area. So I think, yeah,
So reds and oranges are like like that energy, that passion, that desire,
yeah,
and the
the
blue is
red,
cold, like it's burnt
yeah,
out. The flame is burnt out.
that is the throat. That's the throat chakra.
Mm. Yeah, I don't like the reverse. The horse is a very eerie feeling to him.
Yeah,
To me.
as if the devil has returned. I love
Bondage.
I love this queen though. She is absolutely cool and beautiful. Look, she's got the roses and she's got a white dress,
Yeah.
also
Hmm.
showing purity and femininity.
I like the reverse one better.
So do I. She's like feisty. So is the dark side supposed to be the negative side or the dark side, the
Because
reverse?
yeah, the top side I read her as like almost like a Queen of Cups or even the Queen of Pentacles, patient, calm,
Yeah, but she's got a
reserved,
what
but
I
no
think.
energy.
What I know, she's like drained. That's why the white. But if you look, she's got her eyes closed. Now, if you look at the reverse, I thought this was the right way up because of the vibrancy and because she's the queen of fire. She's dressed in red and orange. She's ready to go, and she's got her eyes open. She's just as beautiful as the positive side.
She's busty.
But the positive side seems to
Yeah.
be younger and more inexperienced than the reverse side. I love
Hmm.
this card because I love the queens. They're really pretty.
I really like the reverse side. It's just it's more what I would figure a Queen of Wands would look like.
Yeah,
Even if they I would say if they were to flip the images and maybe not even clear her up because she's feisty. The Queen of Wands is always a determined go-getter,
yeah,
and they could have left the cleavage, make her busty or whatever. But I think they should have flipped them,
yeah,
and instead of the white, it should have been more gray.
yeah. And that should be the reverse.
The gray would be reversed, not the red, because
No.
wands are about
Red,
red, not fire.
red is blood, is the life, the force of life force. Now,
Yeah.
the king, I don't really like the king. He reminds me more of the King of Pentacles because of all that green and not red and orange and yellow, fiery. Look at that. That
Yeah. They
was the
should have
king.
had like drapery around the trees or something, like a canopy, or they should have had
Yes, but
something
it's
with more reds
like
or oranges.
you've got the gold, or that they should have made that more goldy, much lighter. The cloak red to represent, or orange to represent the fire, but it's too dull, and that looks like Dracula. That doesn't nothing to do with the wands.
Although, out of all the kings, I think this is still my favorite looking king, but I don't like the coloring on him.
Well,
It's
I'll let me see. I like the King of Pentacles. I really do like the King of Pentacles. Now, I do like the Queen of Swords. I think I would go for the King of Swords. He's really what
yeah,
you
that's my
expect.
second favorite king.
He's my first. Then the King of Pentacles. The right side up, not the negative side, because he looks too grey, too cold, and he looks like death warmed up. So this is
Yeah,
definitely
he
my
looks like
favorite
death.
thing.
The reverse, he does. He looks like the death card.
Yeah,
I'm
but
coming to get you.
the King of Swords does as well. He looks like death warmed up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we've gone through the whole deck now. Wow.
Yes, we have. That's crazy.
We've been busy for an hour now. Wow. Doesn't the time fly?
Yes, it does. So, what do
It's
you have plans for today? Anything fun and interesting, or is it back to bed?
I'm supposed to be going live tonight, but I think I have to skip it because I just got rid of a headache, more or less, and I hope it stays away. For the last 3 days, I've had it up and coming in, up and down. So I think I'm taking the night off this week, and I might go live tomorrow instead,
Yes.
or I might.
Sometimes you have to listen to your gut and just go with
Yeah.
it. You don't rush it.
Or I might go live extra sometime next week.
Yeah.
I'm
So
sure
for
my
me, I
cyber
actually be
angels,
on later. Do what?
I'm sure my cyber angels will forgive me because I
Yes.
did all the videos, 12 videos yesterday, and then they disappeared. So I've been really busy
Oh
all day
no.
today as well. But all the videos are out now for next week.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, and
Okay.
of course my TikToks and my shorts for YouTube. Do you have that as well? That once you've got a deck of cards in your hands, you are always playing with it, shoveling it.
Yeah, I'd be watching YouTube. If I want to catch up on some of my YouTube personalities, I'll watch. And I feel like I like to shuffle my cards. I'll pick a deck and I'll start shuffling them. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably not good because I feel like I have an early onset of either arthritis or carpal tunnel. Because as a kid, I'd always play video games. So I don't think it's good in that aspect, but I find myself, I'm constantly shuffling or fidgeting with my
Mm-hmm.
hands.
Yeah,
It's
me
very
too.
therapeutic. It's something I have to do. I can't not just sit here. I need a.
Have you stopped the live now?
No, I'm gonna go
Shall
ahead
we
and
shall
let me
we
stop
say
it real quick.
goodbye? Anyway, it's really lovely to work with you, Dean. We'll have to
Yes,
find another deck, or perhaps
yes, we do.
or do the light series or something like that.
Or do you have the tarot mystical moments? Because we can do that one too.
Yes, I've got that one. I
That
love
would be
that.
an interesting one. It's another whimsical deck. It's a whimsical deck. We could probably do that.
Okay, well, let's do the mystical moments then.
Yes. Alrighty. So thank you for Shar and the host of Charlie's Angels, for coming by, or the hostess, I should say, of Charlie's Angels, for coming by and supporting me and my channel. And thank you for agreeing to do the collab with the Tarot of Oppositions. It was really, really fun. And we will be back next time with another deck. It will be the Tarot of Mystical Moments. So stay
Whoa,
tuned for
nice
that.
one.
So have a great day. Good
Thank you
morning,
very
good
much
evening,
for
and good night,
having me.
everybody. Bye.
Thank you very much for having me. Ciao, ciao.